कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविता शाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिं यः पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम् कौष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसं रामायण महामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम् अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम् मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकं वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायण महानदी वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसी जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसादासीद् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम् रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः मङ्गलं कौसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम् सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। Having reached the Ashoka Vatika and seeing the beauty of it, slowly he has come to a particular beautiful tree standing by itself. And there he also saw many things which are created by Vishwakarma himself. And wonderstruck he was as he was standing there. Everything looks to be full of unbelievable creation. Continuing here in verse number, I think we stopped at in the 15th Sarga. Where do we stop?
10th, we should start 10. 9th one.
Yeah. Punnaga Tunbaka Sataparnascha
Punnaga Saptaparnascha
Champako Thalakaskastata
Champako Dala Kastatha
Vivruddha Mula Bahavaha
Vivriddhamula Bahavaha
Shobhante sma supushpitaha
Shobhante Sma Supushpitaha
Shadakumbha nibha kechit
Shatakumbha Nibhah Kechit
Kechidagnishika prabaha
Kechidagnishikha Prabhaha
Nilanjana nibha kechit
Neelanjana Nibhah Kechit
Tatra shoka sahasrashah
Tatra Shoka Sahasrashah
Nandanam vibhutodhyanam
Nandanam Vibudodhyanam
Chitram chaitraratam yata
Chitram Chaitraratham Yatha
Ativrittam avachintyam
Ativrittam
Ivachintyam
Vachintyam
Divyam ramyashriyayudam
Divyam Ramya Shriyayutam
Vitiyam ivachakasham
Dvitiyamiva Chakasham
Pushpajyotirganayutam
Pushpajyotirganayutam
Pushparatnashatayischitram
Pushparatnashataischitram
Panchamam sagaram tata
Panchamam Sagaram Tatha
Sarvartur pushpair nichitam
Sarvar Tu Pushpair Nichitam
Padabair madhugandhibihi
Padapair Madhugandhibihi
Nana ninadeir rudyanam
Nana Nidanair Udyanam
Ramyam mrugagana dvijaihi
Ramyam Mrugagana Dvijaihi
Aneka gandha pravaham
Aneka Gandha Prabham
Punyagandham manoharam
Punyagandham Manoharam
Shailendramibha gandhadhyam
Shailendrammiva Gandhadyam
Dvitiyam gandhamadanam
Dvitiyam Gandhamadanam
Punnagaha. There are various kinds of trees there. Punnaga, Champa. Champa is a Champaka, Uddhalaka, Tata. Vivriddha Mulaha Bahavaha. The extended, well-grown roots everywhere. Shobhante Supushpita with full of flowers. Shadakumbha Nibaha. And they are looking like some of them look like very gold in color. Shadakumbha Nibaha. Kechit Agni Shika Prabhaha. Some of them look like that of the flames of fire. Neelanjana Nibaha Kechit. Some of them look like a dark Neela here, Anjana colorium, that which they put, kajal. Kechit. Tatra Ashokaha Sahasrashaha. And also many thousands of Ashoka trees. Nandanam Vibhudaha Udyanam. Vibhudodhyanam. Vibhuda means those who are wise, men of wisdom. So men of wisdom is said to be wisdom does not mean Atmajnana. Wisdom can be in any field. So all the devatas are considered as the men of wisdom. Even though they fight themselves also, that is different. But they are men who have gained a higher degree of evolution through knowledge. Therefore, their Udyanam is heaven. Nandanam Vibhuda Udyanam Chitram Chaitraratam Yata. And they all look like also the groves look like that of Kubera. Kubera is said to be the fortune, in that fortune 100 is the topmost all the time. In fact, nobody even counts him anymore because he's always rich. So, Chaitraratam Yata. Adivrittam Iva Achintyam. More than whatever is said than before, Achintyam, which is inconceivable, Divyam Ramyachitayutam. So beautiful it is. And the splendor of it is unbelievable. And Ramyas Shriyayudam, Shri, prosperous. Ramyas Shriya, they were splendorous and prosperous and everywhere. And Dvidiyamiva Akasham, Pushpachodir Ganayudam. See, this is why I said yesterday also, flowers have the ability to bring brightness to the place. And here, all the trees having so many different kinds of flowers and bright they were, and also golden kind of trees, it looked like a second space. Second space. Akasha, which is full of great colors and wonders, especially when in the northern sky, when you go, they said that the colors that were there are, inconceivable beauty. Even when you look at the sunset and sunrise and how the colors change so dramatically there, everywhere. So the colors of the flowers, it looked like the place is none other than a second space. Punyaratna Shatai Chitram, and also Pushparatna. And also the scene, the pearls, the gems of various flowers. Panchamam Sagaram Yata. Like only in the ocean you will find precious stones and precious gems. But here it is looking like the fifth ocean. If you take the four oceans according to the tradition, Indian tradition, there are four, it is said to be the four major oceans, which probably we can say Pacific, Atlantic, and then Arctic, and then where is the Indian Ocean. So there's a fifth one. So Sarva Rutu Pushpaihi Nichitam, and with the different kinds of all season flowers. Sarva Rutu Padapaihi Madhugandibihi, by those trees as well as which are filled with so many different fragrances, perfumes. Nana Ninadaihi Udayadhyanam. Ninada is where the various birds have come and then making lot of sound. So varieties of Ninadaihi Udyanam. And Ramyam Mruga Ganadvijaihi, and beautiful because of a forest is beautiful only because of the occupants of the forest. Not only the trees and plants. The trees and plants will give flowers and fruits, but who's enjoying it? The wild animals who are there living in calm and quietude. When we see, if you put them in the zoo or anywhere, but they are actually very, very unhappy because they are restricted in their movement and their varieties of food that they can eat. The freedom is lost. Whereas when they are in their natural surrounding, they are so calm and so peaceful. Even those which are having a very short life because they will be hunted and killed by the other wild animals, but they live in whatever time they have got, they live so peacefully, joyfully. And that kind of beauty comes only when there are birds and animals and flowers and fruits and leaves and groves and plenty of greenery there. And that is what he says, Aneka Gandha Prabham. And various kinds of perfume smell also comes there for the wood of the flowers. And Punyagandham Manoharam Shailendram Gandhadyam. It looks like the Gandhamadanam Shailendram. And so Gandhamadana is considered as one of the best of the mountains. And it is like another one, Gandhadyam Dvidiyam Gandhamadanam. It is another. So it is said that the place where, on the way to Badrinath, there is a place called the Valley of Flowers. I have not been. But they say that that place is where you will find varieties of flowers, all flowers that you can think of. And the smell of those flowers are so intoxicating. It is said that if anybody stays for a longer period of time in that valley, they'll go mad and crazy. So people do not allow you to stay there for more than a limited hours, because people who are staying there, I think Mudita or somebody can vouch for that, because they might be coming from that area. So there is one Gurudwara or something is there in that area where all the Sikhs also go in that direction. But that place, Valley of Flowers, is said to be the most beautiful. I don't know why it is still not one of the wonders of the world. But that place is filled with, especially when you go in the spring season, now it will be starting. And that place, you go there and overnight, nobody is allowed to stay there because they will go crazy because of the very intoxicating amount of perfume and the fragrance that comes out of those flowers are not tolerable for a human mind, human body. So even those fragrances have got so much of power. That's what yesterday I was telling. They can, some of them can even cure some diseases. That's what is nowadays the research is going on. Ashoka Vanikayam tu
Ashokavanikaayam tu
Tasyam Vanara Pungavaha Sadadarsha Vidurastam
Sadadarsha vidurastham
Chaitya Prasada
murjitam
Madhye Stamba Sahasrena
Madhye stambha sahasrena
Idam Kailasa Panduram
Sthitam kailasa panduram
Pravala
Pravalakrita sopanam
Tapta Kanchana
vedikam
Mushnantamiva Chakshushi
Mushnantamiva chakshushi
Mushnantamiva Chakshumshi
Mushnantamiva chakshumshi
Yotamanamiva Shriya
Dyotamanamiva shriya
Nirmalam Pam Shubhavatvat
Nirmalam pramshubhavat
Ullakantam Ivambaram.
Ullikhantamiva varam, right?
Okay, it is printing mistake. Ullikantam Ivambaram
Ullikhantamivaambaram
Tato Malina Samvitam
Tato malina samvitam
Rakshasibhihi Samavritam.
Rakshasibhihi samavritam
Okay. Upavasakrisham Dinam
Upavasa krisham dinam
Nishvasantim Punah
Nishvasantim punah
Dadarsha Shukla Pakshadau
Dadarsha shukla pakshadau
Chandrarekamiva Ivamalam
Chandrarekha malam
Ashoka Vanikayam Tasyam. That one which is of the Ashoka Vanika, Vanara Pungavaha, that Vanara Pungava Dadarsha Avidurastam, not very far away. Chaitya Prasadam Urjitam, a well raised Chaitra Prasada. Chaitra is a temple, Prasada palace. Madhye, in the middle, Stamba Sahasrena Sthitam, with 1,000 pillars. A particular area was there, Kailasa Panduram. It is bright like that of obviously those who have been to Kailash would know how the Kailash, because of the snow that is always there on the top of it, how so bright it stands out due to the sunlight reflecting from that. So it is called Kailasa Pandura, the brightness like that of the Kailasa. And Pravala Kruta Shopanam, steps that are made out of coral. So costly, the Pravala Kruta Shopanam. Tapta Kanchana Vedikam, and also it had a platform which is brightly shining gold, like a molten gold. And Chakshumshi Mushyantam Iva, they also take away our own eyes, capture our attention. So don't we say it is stealing our eyes? It has stolen my eye. What does that mean? Mush, Mushika, the very word Mushika means that which steals. And Mushika Vahana, what can you say? So Ganesha has one who has, and that Mushika became in English mouse. Mouse is nothing but Sanskrit word Mushika. Mushnantam, as though stealing. Dyodamanamiva Shriyas, by the splendor it is so brightly shining. Nirmalam, pure. Pamshu bhavatvat, filled with all the pramshu, all these, filled with all the pramshu, dust. Ullikantam ivambaram, and it is ambaram ullikantam iva. Lika means to lick in Sanskrit. Ullika, which is to lick. So as though the tower is touching the sky. Tado malina sambhidam rakshasibihi samavrutam. No. This Ullikantam is not that. Yes, correct. You are. So, to Malina Sambhitam, Rakshasibihi Samavradam, Deenam Dadarsha. At that place, he did see a lady. I mean, who is that? So, one who has wearing the cloth which is Malina Sambhitam, and also Rakshasibihi Samavrutam, surrounded by all the Rakshasis, Upavasa Krusham, her body has become emaciated because of Upavasa. Some people tell me, Swamiji, I do regular Upavasa, but the size of them never is reduced. I just wonder, are you telling me a lie, or you are telling lies to yourself? मैं तो उपवास करता हूँ स्वामी जी, but मेरा वो body, I am not able to thin down at all. Thin, in Tamil, thin means thinner, meaning eating. So if you cannot stop eating and thinking about upvas, it will never stop and it will never show up. So otherwise what happens? Every morning I do upvas, but evening we eat, then also. So all that you compensate, then also it doesn't happen. But here, by mere thought of Rama, she had no intention to eat. That is called real upvasa. Upvasa means staying near the Lord in the mind. And staying away from the food is not necessary then. Your mind is filled with the Lord's thought, that is actually the upavasa. Then the intention to indulge will go away. That is true upavasa. Upavasa krishamsho, dina, pitiable, nishvasantim punah. Again and again, having a large sigh. Dadarsha. Shukla Paksha, though, at the beginning of the Shukla Paksha, Chandrarekam iva amalam, like that of the beautiful, pure rays of the moon. Continuing here. Manda prakyayamanena
Mandaprakhyayamanena
Rupena Ruchira Prabham
Rupena Ruchira Prabham
Vinaddam Dhumajalena
Pinadham Dhumajalena
Shikami Bibivavasoho
Shikhamiva Vibhavasoho
Pitenaikena Samvitam
Pitenaikena Samvitam
Ishtenottama Vasasa
Klishtenottama Vasasa
Sapankam Alalangaram
Sapankamanalankaram
Vipadmam Iva Padminim
Vipadmamiva Padminim
Piditam Dukkha Santaptam
Piditam Dukkha Santattam
Parikshinam Tapasvinim
Parikshinam Tapasvinim
Grahenang Kenaiva
Grahenankarakena
Piditam Iva Rohinim
Piditamiva Rohinim
Ashrapurna Mukhim Dinam
Ashrupurnamukhim Dinam
Krisham Ashanena Cha
Krishamana Shenacha
Shokadhyana Param Dinam
Shokadhyana Param Dinam
Nityam Dukkha Parayanam
Nityam Dukkha Parayanam
Priyam Janam Apashyantim Priyam Janam Apashyantim
Priyam Janama Pashyantim
Pashyantim Rakshasi Ganam
Pashyantim Rakshasi Ganam
Tvaganena Mrigim Hinam
Swaganena Mrigim Hinam
Shvaganena Vritamiva
Swaganena Vritamiva
Nilanaga Bhaya
Nilanaga Bhaya Venya
This is Saganam. Jaganam Madaye Gadanam Jaganam Madaye Kaya.
Jaganam Gata Yaikaya
Gata, is it? Okay, sorry. Jaganam Gata Yaikaya.
Jaganam Gata Yaikaya
Nilaya Niradaya Nilaya Niradaya Ye.
Nilaya Nirada Paye
Nilaya Nirada Paye.
Nilaya Nirada Paye
Manaraja Mahimiva
Vanaraja Mahimiva
Sukarham Dukkha Santaptam
Sukharham Dukkha Samtaptam
Vyasananam Akovitam
Vyasananam Akovidam
Tam Vilokya Vishalakshim
Tam Vilokya Vishalakshim
Adhikam Malinam Krisham
Adhikam Malinam Krisham
Arkayamasa Siteti
Tarkayamasa Siteti
Karaneir Upabadibihi
Karanair Upapadhibihi
Yamana Tadatena
Priyamana Tadatena
Rakshasa Kamarupina
Rakshasa Kamarupina
Yatarupa Hidrishta
Yatharupa Hidrishta
Sa Tatarupa Meyang Sa Tatarupa Me sorry Yatarupa Hidrishta Sa
Yatharupa Hidrishta Sa
Tatarupe Yamangana.
Tatha Rupeya Mangana.
Essentially, Hanumanji, having seen a person of this description, a lady, Tam Vilokya, Tarkayamasa Sitevi. She must be, or deliberated in his mind, is it she the Sita? Because he has seen so many of them by this time, his mind is not able to really understand who it could be. But having seen so many of them, He has not seen so many women in his life. So much he has seen. And then, therefore, all of them, whomever he has seen so far, they are beautiful, elegant, bright, wearing beautiful kind of clothing and ornaments, makeup, and drinking, and all found in the palace, or they are ugly, completely ugly, and they are having all the features of she-demon, ogress, and terrible looking, wild. They are all the Sevak, all the Rakshaganas. And the others were the queens of Ravana. These are the two, on the spectrum of things. He saw the one side, beautiful, well decorated, splendorous, all that. On the other side, dark, and then ugly, and this and that. Now, here is a peculiar one. Beautiful, but not wearing any ornament. Wearing soiled clothes, unhappy. Lost all his physical, physically she is weak. So, therefore, only one possibility is that she does not belong to this group of the ogress, the she-demons, nor would she be belonging to the people who are intoxicated, drinking and lying down there. So the only possibility is this is a deliberation he had in his mind. Manda prakyaya manena. Manda prakya means it's not easily recognizable. Manda means vague. Prakyaya manena, to recognize. Rupena, it is not easy for him to come to a conclusion. So it is hard to define, decide. But at the same time, Ruchira Prabham, she is so beautiful, no doubt, lovely. Pinadham, like Vibhavasoho, Shikam, Dhumajalena, Pinadham Iva. Like the flames of a fire being surrounded by smoke. When you see from a distance, you will not know that there is fire at all or not, but smoke is there. But in between the smoke, you will little see the yellow, bright or red, orange flames. So that is not clear. In the same Dhumajala, because the whole cluster of smoke is covering it. She is wearing only a Pitene Kena Sambitam. Is wearing a yellow color vastram. She was wearing a cloth over her body. Klishtena Uttama Vasasa. At the same time, Klishta, it is all worn out. And Uttama Vasas means best of the cloth but worn out. Sankam Analankaram. And the cloth also had so much of dust on it. She was not wearing any kind of ornaments. Alankaram. It looked like Padmini Vipadmam. A lotus pond without lotus. It has lost that bright beauty. Apparently, it is not there because of absence of all the flowers there. Dukkha Santaptam Piditam. She is so tormented, filled with grief. Parikshinam. So indeed, she was so oppressed because pariksha means to test. So let us say that you're studying and once in a while you get a test to find out whether you have studied or not. Everyday test means what happens? You feel so, tormented, oppressed by that. So because she is surrounded by these, all the Rakshasis, who would not allow her to even to smile. Of course, she doesn't want to smile, but even to calmly sit down, they won't allow. Why are you sitting? Why are you standing? Why are you going? So that is called pariksha. You are not allowed to be who you are. And she already is so unhappy. Tapasvini. She has taken to the austerities and grahena ankurena eva iva piditam iva. Ankurena, it is, Angara. Angara is the planet Mars that is covering the Rohini, how it covers and makes it completely splendorless. So, grahena ankara keneva piditam iva Rohini, like the Rohini is how it is obscured in the same way. Purnamukhim Dinam, pitiable eyes were filled with tears. Krisham Ashanenacha, she's become so thin because of lack of eating. Shoka Dhyana Param Dinam, always she is meditating or thinking about Rama and filled with grief. Nityam Dukkha Parayana, always in a state of melancholy. And obviously, she is not able to focus on anything else. Food doesn't taste good. The clothes she never bothered to change, never put on anything. Whatever was there was already there. No need to adjust anything, not even to comb the hair. And Priyam Janam Apashyantim. She did not see anybody whom she can confide, she can feel comfortable with. Nobody she knows or loves around her. Pashyantim Rakshasi Kanam. So only she sees all the Rakshasis around, and all of them are terribly treating her. It is looking like Swaganena Mrgim Hinam, like a Mrgi. Mrgi means the she deer. When she is away from her own clan or own group of all the other deers, and also at the same time being surrounded by Swaganena Vratamiva. As we saw, Swagana means here, Shwa is a dog. Shwa is horse. But wild dogs, they are hounds, they are called hounds. They are surrounding a she deer. How it feels terrified in the same way. But it is interesting, the description goes, she had one single braid. Nila Naga Anagamaya Abaya. Abba means equal to, similar to. Nila Naga Abaya Veni means one single braid. And Jaganam Gatam Ekada. Ekaya Gatam Ekaya. So the whole back inner part is completely covered by her one single braid. And all the way down. Nilaya, it look like how the description is. Nilaya Nirada Paye Vanarajya Mahimiva. Nirada Apaye. Nirada means Niram Dadadi di Nirada. So the season of rain has ended, and at the time, how Nilaya, the black colored, because of the end of the season of the rain, how it is, lot of trees are row of trees, Vanarajya Mahimiva, how the entire earth is filled with those trees who are dark in color due to the end of rainy season. In the rainy season, they'll all be green and beautiful. In the same way, how the earth will look like with a row of black trees, the same way her back was filled with one single veni. Sukarha, even though she is fit to be in living in comfort, dukkha santaptam, she is filled with grief. Vyasananam akovitam. She has never experienced this kind of loneliness, sorrow ever in her life. Vasanan Kovita means best expert. Akovitam, she was never been familiar with this kind of grief. Tam vilokya Vishalakshim, one who has wide eyes, seeing her. Adhikam malinam krusham, malinam, thin krusham, emaciated, and more and more emaciated. Then tarkayamasa, he started to deliberate in his own mind. Sita iti. And karane upapadibihi. And various reasoning that he could put in his mind, because she has been taken by tena rakshasa kamarupina heyamana tada, because she the one kamarupina tena rakshasa, the one who can assume any form, she has been removed, taken away by him, Riyamana. Yatarupa hidrishta sa tatarupe yamangana. What way she would have looked at that time, it is the same way she is looking now. In this way, he had come to a certain conclusion. But is it right or not? He cannot just jump into that. Even though he's a monkey, he will not jump. So it is said that one person was learning how to do para jumping. So the trainer there, he said, while training all the candidates and para jumping, one thing you must all learn from me. What? In life, never jump to conclusions. So, very much, but you have to be careful while jumping from para jumping also. More importantly, Purna Chandrananam Subhrum
Purna Chandrananam Subhrum
Charuvritta Bayodaram
Charuvritta Payodharam
Kurvatim Prabhaya Devim
Kurvatim Prabhaya Devim
Sarvam Vitimira Dishaha Sarva Vitimira Dishaha
Sarva Vitimira Dishaha
Tam Neelakantim Bimboshtim
Tam Neelakantim Bimboshtim
Sumadhyam Supratishtitam
Sumadhyam Supratishtitam
Sitam Padma Palasakshim
Sitam Padma Palasakshim
Manmadasya Ratim Yata
Manmadhasya Ratim Yatha
Ishtam Sarvasya Jagataha
Ishtam Sarvasya Jagataha
Purnachandra Prabhamiva
Purna Chandra Prabhamiva
Umo Sutanumasinam
Bhumau Sutanumasinam
Yatamiva Tapasim
Niyatamiva Tapasim
Vishwasa Bahulam Birum
Nishvasa Bahulam Bhirum
Bhujagendra Vadumiva
Bhujagendra Vadhumiva
Shokajale Namahata
Shokajale Namahata
Vitatena na rajatim
Vitatena na rajatim
Samsaktam Dhumajalena
Samsaptam Dhumajalena
Shikamiva Vibhavasoho
Shikhamiva Vibhavasoho
Tam Smritim Iva Sandigdham
Tam Smritim Iva Digdham
Riddhim Nipatitam Iva
Riddhim Nipatitamiva
Vihatam iva cha shraddham.
Vihatamiva cha shraddham.
Asham pratihatam iva.
Asham pratihatamiva.
Purna Chandra Ananam. Her face was still looking so bright like the full moon. Subrum, with a single, with a beautiful eyebrows. Char Vrutta Payodharam. Her breasts, which were all well-rounded, meaning she had kept her beauty, no doubt. Prabhaya Devim Sarva Dishaha Vitimira Prabhaya Kurvatim. She, by her splendor, drove away all the darkness around her. Vitimira, Timira means darkness. Vitimira Dishaha Sarva Kurvatim Prabhaya, by her own splendor. Tam Neelakantim. So Neelakanta is Bhagavan Shiva only. What is this Neelakanta here? Some of the women will wear that sapphire, which is dark blue in color. She was still wearing some of the ornaments which she did not throw away. So she was wearing that color, dark blue color, sapphire. So therefore it looked like blue neck. Bimba Oshtim. Like the bimba fruit, her lips were so well, formed. Sumadhyam, she has simple, a very thin waist, not wasted, thin waist. Supradishtitam, very well placed limbs. Sitam, that Padmapala Sakshim, Palasha Akshim, Padma Palasha Akshim. Palasha means leaf, Padmapat. Padma Palasha, the leaves or the petals, petals of the flower, lotus, that seemed similar to that was her eyes, her eyes. Manmadasya Rati Yata, none other than the consort, the beautiful consort of the Cupid. In another 5 days, 4 days. Cupid day. That's why Shivaratri comes always after that. I told you about that. Shivaratri is afterward, because after Shivaratri he cannot survive. He burns him away. That's very close, each other. It's very interesting. Manmada comes first and then Shivaratri comes next to that. Ishtam Sarvasya Jagataha. She is so desired in the whole world. Purna Chandra Prabhamiva. Like the full moon is always a delight to everybody. In the same way, she is so liked everyone. Bhumo Sutano Samasinam. She was sitting on the ground. And she was sitting so well. Niyatamiva Tapasim. With the self, like that of a person, ascetic woman sitting there for practicing some asceticism. In the same way, Nishvasa Bagulam Birum. She was having a long sigh again and again. Bhujagendra Vadumiva. It is like it's heard like hissing sound, like that of the consort of the Bhujagendra, the best of the snakes, the king of the snakes. Shokajalena Mahata Rajasim na Ajatim. Because of her countenance, which is apparently not shining, due to her sorrow, which is she going through. Shokajalena Mahata Shokajalena Vitatena extended. Na Rajatim. She is not shining as much she can usually, even though she is looking like a full moon. It is looking like Vibhavasoho Shikam Dhumajalena Samsaktamiva, as it is said before also, like the flames of the fire covered by the smoke. Tam Smritim Iva Sandigdham. Examples are beautifully given here. Even though she is bright and beautiful, because of the sorrow and that the grief that she was going through, she says, as earlier said, manda prakyayam. Manda prakyaya means not easily comprehensible. Like that of smriti, scriptures are read with doubt. Smriti eva sandigdham. Sandigdha means with certain doubts. How a person who is reading with a doubt in the mind cannot comprehend easily. Nipatitam iva ruddhim, like the wealth that is being wasted away. How even though wealth can bring joy, but when it is wasted away in unwanted indulgences, how it is just disappears. Shraddham vihatam iva, like how a person who is devout to God, when his shraddha is gone, faith is gone, how it will not give any more benefit to him. Asham pratihatamiva, if somebody has a great hope or liking for something, but it is unattained, how that state of hope is waning away. See, these are all the examples so beautifully brought in. Continuing here. So pasargo yata siddhim.
So pasargam yatha siddhim.
So pasargam yata siddhim.
So pasargam yatha siddhim.
Buddhim sakalushamiva.
Buddhim sakalushamiva.
Abhutena pavadena.
Abhutena pavadena.
Kirtim nipatitamiva.
Kirtim nipatitamiva.
Ramoparoda vyatitam.
Ramoparodhavyathitam.
Raksho gananipiditam.
Raksho gananipeditam.
Abalam mrigashavakshim.
Abalam mrigashavakshim.
Vikshamanam tadastatah.
Vikshamanam tatastatah.
Bashpambu paripurnena.
Bashpambu paripurnena.
Krishna vakrakshipakshmana.
Krishna vakrakshipakshmana.
Vadanena prasannena.
Vadanena prasannena.
Nishvasantim punah.
Nishvasantim punah.
Malapangadharam dinam.
Malapangadharam dinam.
Mandanarham amanditam.
Mandanarham amanditam.
Prabham nakshatra rajasya.
Prabham nakshatra rajasya.
Kalamegerivavrtam.
Kalameghairiva vritam.
Tasya sanditi he buddhi. Sanditi he buddhi. Tasya sanditi he buddhi.
Tasya sandidhe buddhihi.
Tata sitam niriksha cha.
Tatha sitam nirikshya cha.
Amnaya nama yogena.
Amnaya nama yogena.
Vidyam Vidyam pradishirthilam iva.
Vidyam prashithilamiva.
Dukkena bubudhe sitam.
Dukkhena bubudhe sitam.
Hanuman analankritam.
Hanuman analankritam.
Samskarena yatha hinam.
Samskarena yatha hinam.
Vachamartantaram gatam.
Vachamarthantaram gatam.
And again, continuing on the examples of how a thing that is lost its importance will no more yield results. Yata siddhim, anything that is to be accomplished, which when it is accomplished, accompanied by with some calamity, upasarga. Upasarga in grammar is a necessary prefix. But upasarga also means calamity in other context. So upasarga upasargam yata sargam yata, like that of any success, accomplishment comes along with certain calamitous aspects of it. Buddhim sakalusham eva. Wisdom, no doubt, is supposed to be knowledge without blemish, without any imperfections. Sakalusham buddhim, understanding with certain impurities or imperfections. And abhudenaya apavadena, kirti. Kirti nepatitam, one's own kirti, reputation, nipatitam, gone away due to apudena abhavadena, by the false scandals. So one's own name and fame is obscured by the false scandals. In this way, Rama uparodha vyatitam. Rama uparodha. The approach or proximity of Rama is no more. Due to that, mind is so agitated. It's beautiful, huh? So that is, when Bhagavan Rama, the devotion to Rama is not there, it is equal to all this. Or the proximity of the Lord in our heart is not there, it is like this. All these are all, even if a person is so well-read or prosperous, etc., if Bhagavan ke paas nahi hai, aapka man, if your mind is not near to the Lord, then it is as good as any accomplishment which is with malice, with your own fame and name, with unknown or false scandals, etc. And rakshogana nipiditam, being oppressed by the ogres or the rakshasas here, and abalam, with no strength, mrigashavakshim, she who has the eyes like that of the she-deer, tadastha vikshamana, she's looking here and there all the time to see. Either Ravana would come and torture her, all these Rakshasas will come and torture. There is no question of escape from here. Looking for some kind of way of escaping or going away from here. Bashpa ambu paripurnena, with eyes filled with tears. Krishna vakra akshipakshamana, dark, curved, and beautiful eyelashes. Akshipaksha. Akshipaksha means eyes which are having wings. Nowadays they put extra ones also there. You see, if it is little thin, like, it's bigger than the eye. Close the eyes, it's like, what do you call that? Like a chamara. It's dangerous looking also. I do not know all these things. Vadanena aprasannena, with his unpleasant or aprasanna, not very calm, not peaceful face. Nishvasantim panapanaha, sighing again and again. Malapangadaram dinam, body is filled with the dirt of the sand there. Mandanargam amanditam, even though Mandana means Mandana arham. Mandana means one which is capable of or fit to be decorated. Mand is to decorate. Mandapa, mandapa means a place or the, especially when it comes to either in the palace or in the temple, that which is be well decorated. It's called mandapa. So Mandana arham, she is so, it's Mandana arham, she, even though she is fit to be well, beautifully decorated, but amanditam, she doesn't have any of those very decorative ornaments. Prabham nakshatra rajasya, nakshatra raja Chandra, So of this moon, if the moon is covered by kalamega, dark clouds, kalamegaihi iva avratam, as though clouded by the clouds, tasya sandidihe buddhihi, tasya hanumantaha buddhihi sandidihe. Sandidihe means started to doubt. Sandeha, sandidihe, it is filled with doubts. Sitam nirikshache tada, even though he is looking at Sita, he is doubtful whether I can take it for granted she is the one. There can be so many people, but how do I know this is Sita? It is like when a person is not in touch with the scriptures for a long time, practice is not there. Amnayanam means of the Vedic study, ayogena, with not a proper continuous adhyanam, vidyam prashitilidam eva. How the knowledge slowly wanes away. That's why the priests all, whether they have any other rituals or not, every day they do the pata. They have to continuously keep on remembering it, reading it, repeating it. Without that, slowly it will go away. The flow will go away. So they have to keep repeating it. So how ayogena, amnayanam ayogena, vidyam pratishitilam iva. In the dukkena bubhude sitam, by that for there is sorrow, he doubted that whether he doubted that way. And Hanuman analankritam sitam bubhude, he looked at her or understood her, the unornamented Sita, and yata, she looked like yata samskarena hinam vacham, when the words are spoken without much of purity of thought or intent, arthantaram gatam iva, it will give a different meaning. So when the words are not uttered correctly, or when it is not spoken precisely, how it will give a different interpretation, lead to different interpretation. In the same way, there is some amount of vagueness in the mind of Hanumanji looking at her, but then he had to compare. He has to think about what Rama had said about the description of Sita, and what the Vanaras or Sampati or many others who have probably seen her from a distance, that also to be kept in mind. And Rama would be the best because he had given the full description of her. But still, then because of a long time lapse and physically she has become emaciated, etc. Sometimes, after the COVID, when the children came to Balvihar, some of them are grown suddenly, some extra. So they both husband, and then father and the son walking, the son is so tall. Who is that? Swamiji, he grew in the last 2 to 3 years. Oh! So because in your mind, you had a formation of that boy's face or girl's face and the physical form of, suddenly it is gone. It is different. Kya hua usko? So somebody had overnight pulled him, both sides. So that way, Sita in his mind was something else, as described by Ram. But what he's seeing is totally different. Sometimes when they put on the makeup also, it happens to me. Who is this? They look like so familiar to me. Kya hai wo? The eyelash like this, And so you feel that you look familiar, but is it she? So like that. Ashrita Vatsala Jaya Jaya Rama. आपद्बान्धव जय जय राम दशरथनन्दन श्रीराम दशमुखमर्दन जय जय राम कौसल्या सुखवर्धन राम कामितफलदा जय जय राम पापविमोचन श्रीराम पट्टाभिराम जय जय राम जानकी जीवन सीताराम जय रघुराम जय सिया राम सेवित श्रीराम वारिधि वंदन जय जय राम हनुमत पूजित सीताराम श्रीराम जय जय राम रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम श्रीराम जय जय राम श्रीराम जय जय राम सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज